One issue dividing Democrats and Republicans heading into the November election is immigration and what to do about the millions of undocumented residents living in the United States. Several young members of Oklahoma's Hispanic community are keeping a watchful eye on the political battles while reaching out to fellow immigrants in pursuit of the American dream.
Please welcome Benita Velez.
The debate over immigration reform took a new turn at the Democratic National Convention when Benita Velez became the first undocumented immigrant to speak at a national party convention. Velez arrived in this country with her parents when she was 8 years old. She graduated high school as valedictorian of her class at the age of 16 and earned a double major at the age of 20.
I know I have something to contribute to my economy and my country. I feel just as American as any of my friends or neighbors.
Proposed legislation known as the DREAM Act would provide a pathway toward legalization for young people like Benita, but passage has been blocked in the U.S. Senate. On June 15th, President Obama announced a change in immigration policy which grants a temporary reprieve from deportation.
It makes no sense to expel talented young people who, for all intents and purposes, are Americans. They've been raised as Americans, understand themselves to be part of this country.
Under the program known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, young undocumented residents will not face deportation if they were brought to the U.S. before the age of 16 and have been here at least 5 years. They must also be under the age of 30, have no significant criminal history, and must have a high school diploma or have served in the U.S. military. Douglas Stump, president-elect of the American Immigration Lawyers Association, calls DACA a first step, but one that falls far short of the DREAM Act.
The DREAM Act would have given these kids unrestricted access to permanent life in the United States. DACA provides them, assuming they're eligible, with a 2-year grant of deferred action, which makes them eligible for employment authorization, Social Security cards, driver's license in most states, and in-state tuition in many states.
Although critics of DACA argue it rewards illegal behavior, a recent Bloomberg poll shows Americans support the policy by a margin of more than 2 to 1. At a cost of $465, the application is not cheap. That cost and uncertainty about the future of the program may be keeping some young people from applying. Stump says most of those he's talked to believe President Obama will extend the program if reelected.
But the question arises from most of my applicants is, what if Romney wins? What's Romney going to do? Romney's been asked that question point blank, and he has declined to give an answer. He has said, however, repeatedly in the past, that he understands the plight of those who would otherwise be entitled dreamers, and that he wants to do something for them.
Judith Huerta is one of those dreamers. She came to this country with her parents from Mexico when she was 2 years old. Huerta insists she's not afraid of deportation, but is saddened her illegal status prevents her from leaving the U.S. to see her ailing grandfather.
He's not in the best of conditions, and I would like to be able to see him before his time comes, and I can't do that right now.
Huerta says her commitment to immigration reform grew after she attended the National Congress of United We Dream last year in Dallas.
I know that I'm not the only undocumented person out there. I do sometimes feel like I am, and it felt very powerful to see that there were so many of us in this one area.
Huerta and fellow immigrant Freddie Valencia founded DREAM Act Oklahoma City last year to work toward permanent immigration reform.
We're trying to help as many people as possible because there's a lot of misinformation. People think the DREAM Act passed. That's just not the case, and the amount of misinformation out there is incredible.
Freddie admits he's concerned about the outcome of the November elections.
Romney has said in the past that if he were to to be the president, and the DREAM Act would come into his desk, that he would veto it.
At the University of Oklahoma, seniors Daisy Escalera and Elazar Velasquez are starting a Norman DREAM Act chapter.
There's more than 1.8 million undocumented youth going through the same thing that we are right now. And it's so unfortunate, and people don't know about it. Like, they don't know what's going on. Not even Hispanics or other cultures that have a lot of immigrants coming into the United States know what's going on with the DREAM Act.
Elazar says he hears the complaints about illegal immigration, but also knows firsthand the difficulties faced by undocumented residents.
Couldn't get a driver's license, couldn't apply for any type of federal assistance, couldn't get scholarships, couldn't get internships when they were available, couldn't get a better job, you know.
As for criticism that he's taking jobs away from those who are here legally,
jobs that I'm trying to get and apply for, everybody already has them, but I can't get them because I have to get the ones that nobody wants. And those jobs usually include the dishwasher. Who wants to stand behind the line for 6 hours washing dishes? Nobody does.
Daisy and Elazar hope OU will recognize DREAM Act Norman as an official student organization by the end of September.